Welcome back to another edition of Prospect Profile, a mini-series we do here within the Royals franchise where we go over top prospects throughout the organization from AA Northwest Arkansas up to AAA Omaha. Last time, we were in AA to go over outfielder Michael Gigliotti, and now this time we're staying in Northwest Arkansas to go over shortstop prospect Nicky Lopez. Lopez is a shortstop, like I said, but he can also play second base, so technically is a middle infielder, but I'm sure we could put him at third base if we really needed to as well. He's not a bad defender, so I'm sure he could play there if really needed. He is a left-handed bat, right-handed throw, stands 5'11", 175 pounds. He is 23 years old, drafted in the 5th round in 2016 by Kansas City out of Creighton University, which is located in Omaha, and he was born and raised in Naperville, Illinois. As far as Nicky Lopez's attributes go, he is currently a 64 overall B potential, and he's an all-around bat, I would say. He's kind of surprised at the plate this year. He's put up more home runs than I would have expected. Because when we started this franchise, I didn't really think much of him as a prospect, but he's definitely played his way into my plans. But as far as contact goes, he's 55 versus righties, 51 versus lefties. Pretty solid contact, especially since he's only 23 with a big potential. He's just going to keep getting better as he progresses through the major leagues. So his contact could be like high 60s, low 70s at some point. And then, like I said, his power has really surprised us. He's currently sitting at a 50 power versus righties, but only a 38 versus lefties. But his lefties is progressing quite well. So, I mean, he does have quite a bit of pop from both sides, especially if he keeps hitting this way. The power is just going to keep going up. So he could be a decent 20 home run guy in the major leagues. 20, 25 home runs. 20 is probably more realistic for Nicky Lopez. And he's even got decent plate skills. His vision's 56, which is pretty impressive. It's just going to keep getting better like the rest of his stats. But his discipline's only 38. So, I mean, that's not the best. You'd like to see that be better. But, I mean, 38's not the worst thing we've ever seen. We have a lot of guys in the major leagues who have discipline around that right now. He's also pretty good defensively, so like I said earlier in the episode, he could play third base for us if he really needed, but as it stands right now, he is a middle infielder, and he's a pretty good defensive middle infielder as it stands right now, too. 63 fielding, 57 react. The react can be a bit higher, but like I said, with the rest of these attributes, they are going to keep going up because he is young, he is a prospect, he does have a B potential, so they're just going to keep getting better. A 66 arm strength as well, so that's pretty darn good to have as a AA prospect. 53 arm strength, though, so not the most accurate of throwers, but he does have the arm strength to get it across the diamond. 66 speed as well, and I'm going to call this good speed, but not base-stealing speed, because he does have the speed to steal bases if he really wanted to. He could steal like 15 in the season, maybe 10, 15, but he's not going to be stealing bags because he only has 29 stealing rating, so he uses it more to actually get around base paths or use it in the field more than he does to actually swipe bags. And like I mentioned earlier, he really did play his way into our plans, because when I started this franchise, I didn't think anything of Nicky Lopez. I thought he was just like a random prospect they had in the system who was just kind of sitting down there in AA. He'd be like out of my mind at the end of the season, but he's played his way into our plans. And as it stands right now, I mean, I could see this guy being like our starting shortstop or starting second baseman with where our organization stands right now in like 2 years maybe. So like 2020, 2021, he could be in the major leagues starting at one of those positions. Now, of course, that's as the organization stands right now. That's before the prospects that I drafted come over. That's before the offseason happens. So things can change, but as it stands right now, his chances of being in the major leagues are definitely up from where they were when we first started this franchise. And with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Royals Prospect Profile of Nicky Lopez, shortstop in AA Northwest Arkansas. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
She twines her spines up slowly towards the boiling sun, and when I touched her skin, my